Greetings and welcome, everyone. It's All You Can Geek Gamecast, episode 437. I'm one of your hosts, Jim Gass, joined by Mike Sneedy.
What's up?
Corey Feinstein.
Double rainbow.
And Tony Korkanakis.
Hello.
I should have ended with Corey on this bomb of a news we got today. Not that it was that surprising. I mean, we're all wondering where it's been. But I'm surprised you're on the podcast, Corey. Shouldn't you be lined up for a game?
Yeah, no, I'm gonna drive down right now to
start
Boston,
camping out,
Massachusetts. Yep.
I thought you just start camping out in front of Gearbox's headquarters.
Yeah, gotta go to Austin.
If those wondering here, I mean, the biggest news of the day is clearly that Gearbox is teasing at PAX an announcement for Borderlands. We think. What if it's not Borderlands 3, Corey?
What if it's
that would probably
mobile?
be like that would destroy all faith in like their fan base. If this is not Borderlands 3, especially with Exit 3 and like the Borderlands font and the Borderlands road, it's like you can't not announce Borderlands 3.
What if it
Borderlands Go?
Yeah.
The Handsome Jack Collection 2.0.
2.0. No, I told you, like if this is not Borderlands 3, they basically will be just committing suicide with their company.
And literally.
So it's March 28th they'll be announcing this?
Yep. March
28th. March 28th, we should have a new Borderlands, for those wondering. It should. Mm-hmm. Not going to go out and say yes yet.
Well, there's no way there's not going to be Borderlands. If it's 3, it's got to be 3, but I mean, it's still Borderlands, even if it's not 3.
Borderlands Forever?
Borderlands Infinity.
Games as a service? Yeah.
Didn't he come out saying they were not going to do the service model? Didn't he say that?
I mean,
I know your next reaction.
Randy Pitchford has a lot of things.
Yes, he does.
So it could be Borderlands 76.
Yeah.
Could be that.
I mean, the main thing is like, I don't want a Destiny Borderlands game. I just don't want that. I want it to be a Borderlands game.
I don't think you're going to get that, but
if that happens, Corey, are you still day one?
I mean, I'm still day one.
That happens.
That's not what I want, though.
If that happens, that's the only thing Corey will play for the rest of his life. Let's be honest.
Well, if it's Borderlands 3, it doesn't matter either. It's still going to be.
He's going to be the only thing he plays for a long time.
The problem is how do you need to generate money, for the life of this game. So how are you going to be doing that? And that's not what Borderlands is, and that's the problem. I don't know what they're going to do here. So
yeah, I think
it's not what Borderlands was, but it can be.
Sure. Mm-hmm. I think that
there has to be some kind of monetization.
There's got to be monetization.
No, absolutely. I totally agree. And I mean, the thing is with Borderlands 2, they put out a shit ton of DLC.
Free content.
Yes, exactly. And then with the golden keys, they keep putting those out still to this day.
Oh, really?
And
that's fun.
Yeah, it's, they really support the game. So as a company, not necessarily as an individual at the company, like you have to have a little bit of faith that they're going to do their consumers right.
I mean,
you
know what we could do is we could just follow wow, now I'm blanking on his name, your boy Pitchford, Randy Pitchford. We could just follow him around and wait till he drops his thumb drive again.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll figure this out.
Let's go to medieval times and watch some porn.
Yes. I mean, there might be other things on the flash drive, but I'm sure there'll be Borderlands 3 stuff. So we could do that.
But yeah, absolutely. Borderlands 3, I'm super hyped for the announcement. And I am heavily considering driving 9 hours for an hour show.
It's on Thursday?
Thursday. I'd literally be not driving 9 hours just to see an hour show.
Yeah, well,
that's not out of the realm of possibility.
4.5 one way. It's 9 hour round trip.
Yeah, 9 hours total. I still have to come back the same day, Jim.
Yeah,
I got work on Friday.
Yeah. What day is this? March 28th?
Thursday. 20th. So I'd be leaving, New Jersey.
Corey, I'm off on the 28th.
I may be too. I may have taken that day off.
We might have to figure something out here. Because if we split the drive, we might be able to figure something out.
Honestly, I don't even care about the drive. It's not that's not what bothers me so much. It's like I don't mind driving a few hours, 9 hours. It's just like I feel like it's just a waste, for a day because I will want to leave right after because I want to be back before 9 9 o'clock if possible.
Yeah, I hear you on that. I might have to. We can figure this out. I think we can figure this out.
It's not like Thursday badges are getting sold out or anything. So
aren't they sold out?
No. Thursdays, please.
What time's the conference? What time's their show?
3.
It's at 2 o'clock.
Oh, 2.
It ends at 3 when they announced Borderlands 3, which they tweeted at 3 o'clock Eastern.
It's Borderlands 3, but we'll figure this out. All right. All right, let's get back to. We'll get back in more news later. Let's get into what we've been up to first. That was the lead story, but let's get into what we've been up to. Kick us off, Mike.
I've been playing more Assassin's Creed Odyssey. Yeah, it grows on you as you play with a little bit. I understand what you mean though with the combat. It's not ideal, but there's so much like sort of like ability. There's like so much RPG stuff that kind of like supplements it that it makes it okay. I wanted something more fluid. You kind of wanted what it used to be a little bit. I
wanted Batman.
Yeah, it was Assassin's more like Creed. That. Yeah. But now it's a little more, block, dodge, and damage sponges a little bit. But, if you level up certain abilities, you wear the right gear, you do the right thing, you can sort of get past some of the sponginess of some enemies. And, there's a little bit more like, I should wear my up-close gear set for while I... like get in fights, or I'll do the assassination gear set, or the hunter to do my long range stuff. So it really, there's levels to it. It kind of reminds me of The Witcher 3 a lot in a few ways. Like the actual like mechanics aren't ideal, but all the stuff you can do with it sort of makes up for it in a way. And the stories get growing on me a little bit too. The modern stories I'm not really up to date with anymore, and they don't really care, it seems like, within the game as much about the modern story as they used to, but it's still pretty good, and there's a lot to do with it. There's a lot in it.
Yeah,
almost too much, and you have that thing where
it's a huge world. Yeah,
you have a little bit of the disconnect where like there's so many things that you can do, and you're basically like a warmonger, even though you're not. Like because you can play like two sides of warring factions against each other. You could fight for either side freely back and forth, and it really doesn't matter. It's kind of silly that way, but maybe it'll matter in the end. We'll see if I'm wrong, but it looks like it's just, whatever you feel like doing. You could be a Spartan or an Athenian whenever you want. But other than that, that's been it. It's got my attention, and I'll be playing it for a little while now since Anthem sucks.
We'll get into that in a minute. Corey, what have you been up to?
Not too much, really. Playing games. Just didn't have time.
Okay. Tony?
I've also been playing Assassin's Creed Odyssey.
Nice.
And it's fun. This is, again, my first Assassin's Creed. So there is some really cool aspect with the stealth system and whatnot. So, like, being like a ninja and just going around and, assassinating the guys is pretty cool. I got up to a part where they're like, you need to kill, like, the leader of this city or whatever so we can raid it or something like that. And I was like, all right. And then like here's where I can see like, okay, this is where they implemented the grind, because it's like this dude is level 10 and I was only level 7. It's like you could weaken him by like doing all this other bullshit. I'm just like, well, you know what? let me just see what happens. Like I'll just try. It's like right there. And I try like, so the thing is like if you hover over him and like you like tap like a hover over a move, it'll show you how much health like damage it does to the unit. So I'm used to like either being like all block, like if assassination just completely like just instant kill, or like I have this one move where like I chuck the spear head at them from a distance, and that is usually like full death, if not like majority health. And like this is like a quarter at best, and I'm just like, really? Like, you know what? Okay. Let me just try this. Like, whatever. Again, like, I'll just try it. What's the worst that happens? So I leap down. I do, like, an assassination, chain it into, like, the spear move. And I do a decent amount of damage to the leader. And I'm just like, yeah, this isn't going to go well, though. So I just run away. And I'm just watching them regroup just to, like, see their behavior and their pattern and all that stuff. Because I can still accomplish other objectives in that area. But then I noticed my health regenerated. His health didn't regenerate. So I spent, like, the next 15 to 20 minutes just killing him his entire guard by like just doing hit and run attacks.
That's what I was doing. I was doing that in the beginning of the game, and I was like, I got bored.
I mean, things like that happen too with the what are they called? The bounty hunter system in the game, pretty much.
Oh yeah, and that's the other thing that was. I think they tried to like combat against that, because as I was fighting these dudes for like, again 15 20 minutes or whatever it was, like 2 bounty hunters showed up because it's like,
and they always come like in twos like that, and you're like, no.
That's all I did. I was just like, I would activate my poison move and poison sword and just go and poison them and then just run away and like just climb up and...
One of the early times I faced a bounty hunter that was way too high level for me, like if you're in a field of grass, you can totally cheese bounty hunters. It takes a while, but you could just, because you keep hiding once you're in the grass. So just take pot shots with the arrow. They don't know exactly where it is. They wander where you shot. Just move. So I cheesed like a higher level bounty hunter. It took like 10 minutes.
And that was, I was going to say, like one of the weaker aspects, it just reminds me of Horizon Zero Dawn, where it's like, you are just a god in tall grass, because it's like, and it's just like, like you whistle, and it's like, clearly that is a human being that is making that noise. Like it's not even like a rattle or anything. It's just like, that was a whistle. It's like, well, let me just go over here alone and check it out. Like, oh no, and it's like you just get assassinated. I'm like, like okay, I'll play the game by the rules, but that's one of the weaker aspects. But I mean, I do like the exploration. I don't mind the combat. But
you've never played Assassin's Creed before? No.
These last two aren't really like any of the previous ones.
Right, and that's what I heard.
They really leaned in, and maybe a little too hard in some instances, but they really leaned into the whole RPG aspect. They want you to grind a little bit.
Oh yeah. I mean, they want you to spend a lot of time in the world and stuff like that.
Yeah, and like get all the resources, get like gear sets for certain situations. They want you to do all that.
Oh, dude, like that's the part that kind of like frustrates me a little bit, just because it doesn't feel like there's enough of a difference, because it's like plus 2% hunter damage or like plus 2% assassin damage.
Well,
2%, like fuck that. Like that is not a significant amount. Like it's not gonna really matter to me.
I'm at like level 23 now, and the stuff I have is like plus 10% or 11 that I have now. And you can you'd also like pay more at the blacksmiths to get like an additional bonus for each gear. But yeah, it's a lot of resource stuff. You have to. I mean, I'm sure I'm not doing it optimally either, because I just don't care after a little while. But it's there. it's a lot of what you do in the game if you want to like be able to beat someone higher level than you.
Yep. But I mean, it's fun. I just got to like chapter 2, I guess, and I just did like the naval combat, and I'm just like. I mean, it's not bad, but I'm just like,
I don't like the naval combat. I don't understand why everyone went so crazy about that when they added it to the series, and everyone's like, oh, this needs to be in everything. I'm like, I don't want to do that.
I mean, I can understand the appeal when like you're a pirate, but I'm just like, I was like, you're a Greek warrior, and like we're doing the pirate thing. Like I guess, but whatever. But I'm enjoying that. Other than that, watching a lot of Overwatch League. This season has me completely freaking hooked. The injection of the new blood with a lot of the new cities has really spiced up the
teams. I mean, it went from 12 to 8. It's like
significant
increase.
Yeah, and we're seeing every week. I feel like we're seeing some upsets. So like this past weekend, Shanghai Dragons beat London Spitfire, your season 1 champions. The like last place team last year just beat the first ranked team.
43 to start their life as a Overwatch team.
Yeah, so it's like, well, cool. Yeah, so that's been fun.
Yeah,
Excelsior went 7-0 this stage, undefeated, and the last game the match they had was against the Shock, and they beat them 4-0. But the entire team was like. Had stomach aches, and like you could see them when you're watching, like all rubbing their stomachs and stuff, because they all had like shin ramen before.
They're idiots. Why would you do that? Like, let's eat some really spicy shit.
And then like the one guy tweeted out, Jonak, he tweeted out, "It's like, man, I had to shit so bad that first game." And then the guy from the Shock's like, "Well, you took that shit on us." But yeah, no, I mean, it's so much fun. It's really, really good. I've watched League. I got my Excelsior shirt. I think.
Yeah, I watched I watched what I watched the. It's time for. I watched the match. It was the Philly versus. It was last week's. The Fusion versus LA. Did they play LA last week?
Probably.
Yeah. We played LA.
I watched that match, and I was like, "Oh, that's
that meme was pretty funny that you had there.
It was really bad.
Yeah.
I was like, right, that was the one. Yeah. Whereas, like, come on, like, LA just like, we should just steamroll them.
The Valiant, you were good last year too. They actually were the second, like behind. Yeah, they were second, like ranked in the league last year.
Yeah, the power rankings, they were second. But now both LA teams are shit, so fuck you, LA.
Yeah. So, I've been playing a bunch of stuff, actually. So I got, Wargroove, which is goddamn...
Oh, how is it with the patch?
I went on to... Oh, my God. So I played a mission. I lowered the difficulty a little bit with the sliders. Just one step. One step.
It's fine.
Okay. I know.
Nobody's judging you. No,
I had to. And
I believe you.
So yeah, and then there's checkpoints, so you can save, right? So that's cool. But what if you save at a bad spot and you have to go back to an earlier check? It's like, anyways, I played a mission. I'm on this mission. I'm stuck on this mission. Act 3, Fight 3, Act 3, whatever it was, Sequence 3. And I've gotten to this. You have to move your hero across a map without them getting killed or the person trying to protect them because you can't lose your captains. I've gotten careless multiple times and lost the other captain, not the main character you're supposed to escort across. So finally, I lowered the difficulty a little bit. I moved her all. Now things just constantly spawn. You can't stop them. You have to get across the map in a timely fashion, but this is a game where you can't overextend. It's the weirdest balance ever. So I got one fucking move from the goal, and I got just shit on so badly that I thought I protected my hero enough. The move before, I surrounded my hero with just fodder. It didn't. They moved in archers that made shots that I was just like, I didn't think they could hit me, but apparently they can. And and everything hit me, and my hero died, and I was one move away from the goal. And that's when I put it down. I loaded Diablo, and I killed a ton of fucking demons. Nice. I am so hooked on Diablo again. It's ridiculous. Like, I ran tons of I did the whole challenge map. I just did the challenge map thing. That's what I did on my PlayStation, I remembered. Not playing the story. It's so relaxing to just play that game and kill things.
I actually went back and listened to that chapter on Ready Player One, like on Blood, Sweat, and Pixels. It's such a good, I was like, because you mentioned Diablo last week. I was like, so I played it, and it's pretty cool though.
And I like that a lot, and it runs well on handheld, and it runs well on the screen. I played it on the TV finally, so I got to play that a little bit. But I'm also playing Devil May Cry 5.
Oh, you got it?
Yeah, I got it. And it's very good. It's very good. It's very. I think they move a little slow. I don't remember running this slow, but maybe I don't know. But that's about it. I feel like I move too slow. I'm like, go faster. I want to get to this target. But other than that, it's Devil May Cry. They didn't try to stray too much from the formula, and that's actually what we wanted as fans. And that's what happened.
Really?
I feel like they have
some of the new character like
I haven't gotten too far, so I've only played it, as Nero, and I'm enjoying that. And I feel like the control's great. It's exactly how I remember playing it. It's not too complicated for me yet, but there are tons of moves. But I don't know. There's a new character that I'm just like I don't know about this person at all. But so I don't know what's going on with that. But I haven't played that person yet. So, but yeah, I'm still very early, but I enjoy it so far. The story's craziness, a lot of high intent, like the action opening, the prologue opening sequence was just ridiculous.
High octane.
Yeah. Action. And that's what you need in Devil May Cry. And they had that in DMC. But they just, it didn't have the Dante feel. Like, it just didn't look like Dante. It just wasn't Dante. Not my Dante. So I don't know. And but so I'll play more of that, and I'll let you know more next week as I get more in depth with it. I'll be playing a lot of it this week. I got it I didn't get to pick it up until Saturday night, so I got to try it really more this morning for the first time, just with the way my schedule worked. I actually had to work yesterday. I'm off the next 2 weeks, but I had to work yesterday, and I have to work Thursday, so that's going to be. But I'm actually off. I'm just doing extra work. because I'm a good employee. But so I'll get some time in tomorrow though with it, and really dive down. So we'll see about the new character, but so but it looks great. Very fluid, very quick. HDR support, which is awesome. So all right, let's get into some news. What do we have? Hang on, opening it up. There we go. Not much this week in news. We have Anthem is the one we can really talk about. Anthem is a game that
is the game.
It's a game that's out. If you didn't know this, it's gotten a little bit of controversy on things. A little bit. To the point now where there's going to be people boycotting this game for the next week. So one of the big controversies now is they screwed up before the patch, and they allowed people to get rarer items in the game. And like people realize, like, hey, why aren't we getting these items anyways if we run these missions? It's like a 0.003% drop rate on things. I think it's crazy on some of this stuff. So you'd have to run multiple times to try to get anything that's not purple, like these legendary items. And so there's a petition going around now for them to change their drop ratios to actually get you to get those items more, not like ridiculously change it, but to make it, so you get some for your time.
It's Diablo 3's issue in the beginning.
Yes. Now they've responded. BioWare's responded saying they've always looked at this and it's something they're not happy with, and they're working on changes, but that's way down the road apparently. That's what I read. In the meantime, they're working on incremental changes that might help, but they're more looking at doing a major overhaul later.
It's so dumb because it doesn't even seem like why. Because like the last time we reported on this, it was this player discovered that equipping a level 1 weapon did more damage than its fucking endgame epic level weapon. He's like, well, what's the fucking point? And then now there's a new glitch where, what is it exactly? If you unequip your
there's like mods or something for like weapons, and apparently they make it worse somehow.
Yeah, I can make it somewhere. I'm just picking it up.
Yeah, that's more.
There's a tweet from the Anthem game Twitter account. Like, you guys complain when we have something and we fix it, and then you guys complain after we fix it. Like, they make up your minds, and then Bungie replied back saying, "First time, huh?"
Oh my god, that's amazing.
Yeah. It says removing your support items massively increases melee, combo, proc, and ult damage. Since the game scale. So it's just like it just seems to me it's like, bro, it's like you've made games before. This should not.
Well, they've seen other formulas that have not been successful.
That's what I'm saying. There's no excuse for this in any way, shape, or form. And whatever. I mean, the game has so much other shit it needs to be worrying about right now, but it's like it's sloppy. What
was the other one I was reading? It's on Reddit. There was another string about things, not even just the protest, but something about the game as well. And I can't remember where that was. I saw it on Reddit.
Them are organizing a blackout from 11th
that's the blackout.
to 15th.
Yeah. I mean, it's got to that point, which is not good, but there's another article I was reading that I was like, oh my God, that's really going on right now? Shoot. I can't find it now. Crap. But yeah, I'm gonna remember it halfway through this, I'm sure. But yeah, it's basically been running into a lot of issues. Like now, when you play, let me ask you now. Maybe none of us have played this. Mike, did you play it?
Played it less than you guys have. You guys played the demo. I've just seen videos.
When you run a mission, do you lose the items at the end of the mission?
Lose them?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Like, do you lose the weapons you get?
I wouldn't know.
That's what it is. The weapon loadout. The weapon loadouts. Let me refer. The weapon loadouts. Like, you have to change your weapon. You need to go through 4 load screens.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Problem I had with the beta and the alpha was that when you got loot to drop, you couldn't use it until the mission was over.
That's what I mean. You have to go through 4 load screens to change your loadout. Like, it's the end of the mission. Get back to the base. Get out of your mech. You go to the guy to change your loadout. It loads. You change the loadout. It loads when you leave. You go back in your mech. It loads the new mission.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there's so much failure all around. It's like you can pull anything out and talk about. You should be able
to change your loadout on the fly in a game like this, without a doubt. Like while you're there.
If it's a loot shooter, yes, absolutely.
Yeah. So
the point of
and that's something that's in the. Can you change that? Like that's in the backbone of the game.
You can change it.
I mean, yeah, I suppose they could. I think they designed it where they want you to go back to the like home base all the time, though.
I know, and that's the problem.
I don't know what the reason is for pacing or for just loading or what, but they would have to change a bit of their philosophy about it to change that.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yep. So that's Anthem. It's a mess. What else we have? Master Chief game. Talking about messes that. Well, there's somebody they stuck with it. Microsoft stuck with this game, and I remember talking about this game. I played this game a while back, and it was very broken, crashing constantly.
Master Chief Collection.
Yes, the Master Chief Collection. When I got it on the Xbox One, I was really happy when this came out because I wanted to, at that point, replay some games. And they just, oh god, it was. I remember the game crashing for me, and this is single player. I can't imagine what the multiplayer was even worse, from what I understand. But it was broken. The game took years. Not months, years to fix, to the point where they just had a huge patch to fix the major glitches of the game, like not too many months ago. Mm-hmm. But the good news is they've been supporting this game like crazy to fix the problem that they did. And now they're releasing Halo Reach to all current owners of Master Chief Collection, as well as the new ones, including those on PC, because yes, the Master Chief Collection is coming to PC. Now that they have it running and they have it fixed.
But the interesting thing here, more interesting than that rather, is obviously coming to the Windows 10 store, but it's also releasing on Steam.
Oh, so. I missed that. Okay, it's coming on Steam as well.
That's what I saw. It was kind of like,
wow.
So I think can spawn some interesting conversation there, because our Steam players are going to be able to play against Windows 10. I assume so, right? But then if we just assume that and go with that logic, does that mean there's going to be Steam and Xbox Live integration?
I think there's that would have to be, wouldn't it?
A lot of doors and questions, and yeah.
I think it'd have to be. You'd have to have it, just with the way that they've talked about their games and support.
Yeah.
So,
no Epic Game Store though, huh?
No. And lastly, Nintendo announced Labo VR.
Yep.
Last week. Now, the good news about this is it's $100.
What? No. What? Where did you read that price?
I don't know. How much is this?
Nintendo, I think
it was $30 more.
No.
Okay. Well, all right. Then okay, go on.
So I think one of the barriers to entry last year was the kits were just too expensive. I think it was $80, which was probably just a little bit too much out of that like curious, like, oh, I'll try this kind of range.
It definitely was. And
they've dropped the prices. You can find them on sale mostly for $40. So this time around, they're releasing two versions of it. There's a SKU that just comes with the goggle headset portion, and then I think the blaster or gun, and that's for $40. And then you can upgrade it with $10 kits with different accessories, like the one's a bird, one's an elephant, and one's like a pedal, I think, or something like that. And those are $10 each. Or you can just get the $80 one, which comes with all of the stuff. So I think it'll do a little bit better in terms of appealing to like the more casual or price sensitive things. That is a lot of money to be like, I don't even know if I'm gonna like this. Like $80, like fuck that. So I mean, it'll be interesting.
I dropped. So they have a $40 standalone, and then they have what is it all inclusive there
for $80?
I see. Okay, it was $80. That's what I thought it was. That's.
Well, you said $100.
It's a lot of cardboard.
It is a lot of cardboard. It is, but I mean I think for the $80, that's enthusiast. The other thing you missed was if you buy the standard one, which is like the $40, it just comes with the glass and the portion and the blaster. You can buy any of those other kits at 10 a pop. So even if you get those other four, it'll be $8 total. But you can pick and choose which one. You don't have to get all of them because that's the thing where it's like, okay, like I mean, one of them you're literally holding this bird up to your face. I'm just like, what are you doing? Like, what possible VR thing is that? Like I don't know. Like,
do you feel comfortable putting a $300 device in a cardboard visor to wear for like Mario Kart?
I mean, look, like Nintendo systems can take, for the most part, a beating. So I'm not, I as an adult, I'm not worried at all.
Okay.
I mean, it's in cardboard. Even if you do drop it, I mean, what's the likelihood that it's going to drop on the?
It's like the packaging.
Yeah,
sure. It is safe in the packaging.
Yeah, so. But I mean, like I said, the more interesting thing I think is going to see the implementation of it afterwards. So I did hear rumors. I mean, the internet heard rumors about this even before it launched, but I heard from a particular individual about this, and then they had teased that most likely there's going to be implementation around Mario Kart 8 and some other games, possibly like Mario Odyssey or Zelda.
Yeah, I mean, that makes sense to give it a little bit more legs, I guess.
Yeah, bang for your buck and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it'll be interesting. Again, me personally, I don't think VR is there, and certainly I don't think a Switch VR is going to change that. But for like a thing where it's like, hey, you have the system, spend $40 and get a VR experience, like that's more palpable than like, hey, you have a PS4, buy this 200, right? It's 200 now, right? For the VR kit.
I think it was on sale for 200.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Like yes.
During the holidays.
So it's like, spend 300 to try this. I'm like, nope.
Yeah. I mean, to give PSVR some credit, it is a much more robust thing than a cardboard with 4.
Yeah, you're right. But I mean, again, you're talking about like, hey, this could be another system, like as opposed to like, this is a game. This is the cost of another game. It's just like, I could buy another system for this.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. And the last bit of news,
Labo VR.
Yeah, right? Next month. Yeah. One last bit of news. I didn't put it on there, but I just found out. So Jade Redmond just announced on Twitter like 3 hours ago, that she has joined Google as VP.
Nice. Good for her.
Yeah, she was the first Assassin's Creed person.
She was, right? Yep, she was the person that launched Assassin's Creed.
And then like started a bunch of projects and never finished them.
Yeah.
So
Google is rumored to be announcing their cloud-based.
Oh, they came out with a teaser already. So,
yeah. Oh, did they? Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, this is the year of the cloud, maybe finally.
I think Google is going to come out swinging. We shall see. There's already a lot of rumors that, people are upset about Epic coming into the whole storefront deal and Discord and all that stuff. I think any people that were bitching about that are going to be livid about Google's way.
Okay.
And we shall see. I think it's going to be interesting.
All right.
It is. Google is telling us it's the 30th anniversary of the World Wide Web today.
Yeah. All right. I think that's going to wrap up the Gamecast. Thanks for tuning in. You can write us, podcast@allycangeek.net. Follow us on Twitter, AllYouCanGeek. Like us on Facebook. And if you're watching us on YouTube, hit that subscribe button, please. Tune in to our spoiler cast of Captain Marvel this week if you've seen the movie. Also, we have a movie cast. Tune in next week. We'll get back to our topics next week. So tune in then. Thanks a lot.